Here I'm holding in my hand one of the most important comic books in the history of comic books. This is the first comic book from Marvel Comics. This comic book is about $1 million. I started doing this because I loved comic books, and I loved the idea of being able to make people happy with comic books, to make a living buying and selling comic books, and I was just passionate about the art form. The basic steps when someone starts to collect and invest in comic books: find out what you love, put your list together of what you're going to collect, find out what your budget is, and feel your way through it and see how you're enjoying it. Also, find a reputable source. We've dealt with collectors with all different types of budgets, so even though we've sold $1 million comic books, I love the new collector who's spending $50 a month. That's fantastic because I think they'll grow into it. I know that's what happened to me, and I know this what happened to a lot of my collectors and customers. First thing I would say is find something you love, because if you're collecting something you love, even if it doesn't go up or appreciate the way you're hoping it will, you still have something that you enjoy owning and looking at and having in your possession. So you find out what you like, the comic book character that you like, you figure out your budget. Let's just say it's $10,000 a year. So what I would say is you would then say, I'm going to spend $9,000 of that $10,000 on what I really want. The reason I say to leave off that extra 10% as a discretionary fund is because as you're starting to collect, you'll see other things that you like, and you're going to be tortured if you only can buy what's on your list. You know, you might love Spider-Man, and then one day you see a Captain America comic book or a Superman or a Batman, and you go, oh, I'd love to just have one or two of those. So I have $10,000 in my budget. How much do the comic books I want cost? If you have tastes for very high grade and early comic books, they might be more expensive. So $10,000 may only buy you one comic a year, or it might buy you 10 or 20 or 30 or hundreds. Just depends what you want to collect. A really important part of being a smart collector and investor is finding sources that you can use, that you can trust, and reputable sources to actually buy your comic books from. It's really important to find people who have good return policies, who stand behind their grading. You got to do your research. Everybody should have an Overstreet price guide, which comes out every year. That's a really important tool, as well as online price guides. What you can also do is buying through auctions allows you to feel out the market value of something, because obviously you're competing against somebody for a book or multiple somebodies. So you can use a variety of different market situations to buy your comic books. I think what you have to really do with comic books is have fun, enjoy yourself. I buy comic books that make me happy. That's what I do. Comic books make people happy. It also makes them pretty wealthy sometimes, and that's great too. But primarily, you should enjoy what you're doing.